Oh crap, you know what? I forgot to make the notification. See, yep, alright. That's good. Notification on YouTube. If you're watching this in the archived, I just need a minute to let everyone know that I'm live. Click clack. I need to find a way to stop these click clacks from happening. Can't hear it on the microphone. Come on, YouTube. Let's go. As usual, YouTube is having trouble loading for some reason. Oh my god, wait, 18 viewers actually? Holy balls. Hey everybody. Dreamless. Yeah. I've had this model for a while, but I haven't showed it off that many times. We'll just take a few minutes. Very late night stream. Just got back from the movie theater. I don't know how long we're gonna go. Ooh, careful. Listen while driving. Don't watch. I don't want you to crash. Just gonna get a few minutes to get warmed up here. Trying to... There we go. I think I got it. YouTube's pooping itself and won't let me copy the URL. There we go. Should be good now. Just making sure people know that we're live. Probably going to be playing gameplay in the background, as you can see. And also, this will contain some spoilers. There's a lot I want to get into with this review, so if you haven't seen it and you don't want to be spoiled, go watch this archived stream after you've seen it. Or maybe you don't care. That's actually becoming more and more prevalent on YouTube. Tron Ares stream. Free access. Bam. There we go. Alright, sweet. Keyframe frequency. Oh no. Typical. Cookie Mage, you had a dream about a big ancient boat the size of a planet. Yes, you will create the next New York Times bestseller. Although, does that really mean anything? I know people ask what Candles is, but never who Candles is. What's her personality, her hopes and dreams, likes, dislikes, fears, the whole shebang. I'm working on some lore stuff. I know, I've said that. I've said that so many times at this point, but I really seriously am. Now that I'm kind of free of the algorithm and just doing whatever the hell I want to, and once I don't know, I need to figure out what I'm doing for income first, but once I get settled into that, I am going to actually start a lore project, and, well, maybe a couple lore projects, and I'm really excited about them, and I'm actually going to start them this time. You will see progress updates, I promise. There's a couple things. But we'll get into that in a later stream. One thing I want to mention right off the top for you people, I am thinking about phasing out the fan art email in favor of posting it on Patreon, just because of it's more secure, you know, getting links from people through email, not the best security, but Patreon is a bit better, so I'll probably be making that change here soon. Sorry. Apologies, headphone users. I gotta drink my soda. I just had a big fat icy, so this probably isn't the best idea, but I gotta have something while I stream. Something for my throat. I'm not having a beer, but I should because we're talking about Tron. I have a lot of thoughts, believe me. I am going to pull up as always, pull up the chat on my phone here so I can kind of glance over, see the questions, see the chat. I won't be able to interact with the chat too much this time because I'm going to be focusing on the game and talking about the review, but I'll glance over once in a while. And before the stream's over, I'll be sure to go over any super chats if there are any. But do not super chat. Do not. I don't want your money. I appreciate it, but I do not need your money. Okay, anyway. There we go. So, hang on, let me get into some rhythm here with the game. Yep, just confirming you can see me, you can see the game. If you're not a streamer, man, you gotta do, like, checks for everything every 5 seconds, and it's freaking annoying. Bam. Okay. Yeah, so let's get into the review. This is gonna be spoilers. You know, I just saw it. I want to be able to talk about some story beats. I'll try to keep some of the bigger stuff secret, like the lore revelations in Tron Ares. But there are some things that I really need to talk about in order to... Yeah. We'll see if I can play the game and talk at the same time. This chapter, I picked kind of a bad chapter to play because I can't play it and talk at the same time. Oh, and the game crashed. That's wonderful. You know what? We're not playing a game. We're not doing that anyway. Instead, I'm just gonna throw up some Tron stuff. I just don't think I'd be able to play the game and talk at the same time. Nope, that is not what I want. That's the thumbnail. There we go. That looks cool. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. Let me just... There we go. I'm going to set this image at kind of lower opacity because I want you to be able to see the chat on screen. Little more important. I don't even know if that did anything. Hold up, everybody. We're getting there. We are getting there. OBS is currently pooping itself. Okay, you know what? That's fine. We'll just do that. It wouldn't be a candle stream without many, many technical difficulties. Yeah. Legacy? We're not reviewing Legacy here. This is Tron Ares. So, a bit of backstory. I haven't seen the other two Tron movies. Well, I have. I have now. I didn't see Tron or Tron Legacy until a couple nights ago. One night I watched Tron, one night I watched Tron Legacy, so I watched them in the correct order. And I even watched most of a lore explained video. Because something about the Tron franchise, which I learned just through watching them, is there's a lot of lore that happens in between the films. Like a crap ton of character progression. Characters live, they die, they off screen. And it doesn't really explain to you what happened. But I really, really liked the first movie. I love the style. Sure, the effects are dated, but it really just works. Everything is such a vibe. And I don't know if that's because I can appreciate it now because of the old retro look, which I'm a huge fan of. I love retro aesthetics. I really do. Tron Legacy, I could not connect with the characters. I know that people love Tron Legacy now. It's like a cult classic, whatever. I didn't love it, honestly. Yeah, the effects were cool. The music was cool. But the characters, I just couldn't really get into them. So for Tron Ares, I was hoping to see something that was, visually interesting. Tron should look visually really cool. But something that did tie into the world building. And I did get that. Spoilers, by the way, if you've joined since I last said that. Major spoilers for Tron Ares. I won't get into, some of the nitty-gritty. I won't say a lot of lore stuff, but I'm going to talk about, what I liked and what I didn't like in detail. So, yes, Midnight, you're right. Daft Punk did the music, for Pete's sake, for Tron Legacy, and that's why the music in that movie is bumping. And Tron Ares, so, if you need to know, my opinion of Tron 1, love it. I love the aesthetic. The script is actually pretty strong. The character's likable. I enjoy that film. I didn't know that the Moses character in South Park was Master Control, but that's cool to know. I'm glad I watched it. Tron Legacy, liked it a bit less because I couldn't connect with the characters, but the music is cool. Pacific Rim protagonist could have been better cast. I don't know. Tron Legacy's fine. It's fine. It's a cool movie. It's eye candy. I can get into those movies. Tron Ares. In short, I like it also. I like it about as much as I like Tron Legacy, but for different reasons, I guess. Tron 1 is still my favorite. And right now, the movie, a lot of people are giving it mixed reviews, And I'd say it's justified. If you want to hear the most succinct review, and if you want to hear my very quick thoughts on Ares in the most succinct way possible, 3C. I watched his video, his review. It's basically the same as mine. And I didn't watch any reviews before going into it. So I went in completely blind except for the few trailers that I saw. So, okay. What Tron Ares does good is obviously the music. 9 Inch Nails. They do a really good job. There are a few points in the movie where even if you're in a slower scene, they're still playing the and it feels a little weird. It feels a little like it doesn't fit. If I would have made this movie in complete retrospect, I would have said, okay, you guys make the action scenes music, but we're going to handle the rest. The music is a little overbearing, but it's still really good. And it does do a good job of giving you that theater experience. I would recommend seeing this in a theater. I would not go and spend $20 on a ticket. I'd find a smaller local theater, or I would go on a Tuesday afternoon when the prices are lower, usually. Ascension Finale. I'm glad you liked it more than Legacy. This is a movie where I would not have any qualms if you said this was your favorite Tron. I can totally see it being your favorite, and I would have no problem with it. You know what I mean? This is not a bad movie, but is it the Tron movie that I wanted? We'll get into it. Midnight says he would strongly recommend watching it in IMAX 3D. Yeah, honestly, if you can see this in 3D, even better. I guess that's more money, but Tron Ares has good music, really good visual effects. There's a part at the end of the film, which is this is not a spoiler because you see it in the trailer. It's the main part of the trailer. The oh god, what's the big blocky thing called? It starts with an R. Tron Recognizer. That's a really cool part of this film. It looks so cool at the end of the film. But this also gets into one of my main problems with this film is... You guys are going to hate me. If you haven't seen this, this might totally turn you off to the movie. Thank you, Ascension. Yeah, Recognizer. And Blitz. Guys, if you've seen the trailer, you've seen the end of the movie. The actual climax. And it's like, why? I understand you want to get people hyped for your movie and whatever. But literally, Tron... I'm saying Tron because I don't want to give away some of the major plot beats. It's not really Tron or NCOM. It's something else. It coming into the real world and taking over, quote unquote, is the end of the movie. You don't see it until the very end. I mean, you see bits and pieces of them in the real world. Actually, most of the movie is in the real world. And that's kind of another problem with the film. I wish we got to see more of the grids, but we got to see a little bit. Oh, hey, Livius. Yeah. You don't have to stay. I don't want you to get spoiled. I'm not going to be saying anything like totally lore busting, but I am going to say some probably spoilerish stuff, so I appreciate you dropping by. Cardinal, I would kind of disagree. You say... I wouldn't say it's a climax, but more so the closing act. The climax was more so the fight before. The fight before the Recognizer? Or after? Because I kind of see what you mean. Like, they don't show you the actual final hand-to-hand fight or anything. But one of the most visually cool scenes is the Recognizer in the city. And that was all of the coolest moments were completely given away. And that really kind of just bothered me, I guess. But here's the thing. Yeah, if you haven't even seen the trailers, you're going to absolutely you're going to love it. But even if you have, there's still a lot in this movie that is good. Like I said, the music, the visual effects. I keep coming back to those two things because they're really the strength of this film, which isn't a great thing in retrospect. But if you liked Tron Legacy and you could get past sort of wooden characters and you could just absorb the world and the visuals and the lore and the world building, then you're going to like Ares. That's honestly the thing. If you liked Tron Legacy, you're going to like Tron Ares. At least like it, maybe even love it. But it's just got the same issues that Legacy does. Wooden characters. I don't hate Jared Leto. You know, he's a meme at this point. Morbius and whatever. I don't hate him or anything. But the direction he was given in this film was very wooden. And yeah, he's a program, obviously. But yeah, take care, Blue Raptor. I don't know. I wish they would have given him something better to do with his delivery. They could have done something really funny where they told Jared Leto, okay, we're going to inject more comedy into this movie because it's not very comedy heavy. Spoilers, I guess. But they could have told him, okay, you're going to have a lot of crazy off-the-wall lines that are going to be really funny because they're so unexpected. In the same way that ChatGPT would just get stuff blatantly incorrect sometimes, you're just going to spout, like, goofy, incorrect stuff sometimes. And that could have been funny. That could have added to the humor. And it would have made him still feel robotic, like he's not quite human yet. They should have done that, in my opinion. But I didn't make the film. Sepik, I do know the backstory of this movie. I'm not going to get into the lore reveals, but it is some pretty cool stuff. I will say, you see it in the trailer, this is a minor spoiler, but you do get to see a bit of the original NCOM grid, the 80s movie. If you've seen the original Tron, you get to go into that grid one last time, and it is incredible how they replicate it one-to-one. It is so good, and that was the best part of the movie for me. I would have loved if the majority of this movie took place in that original grid. Oh my god. That would have been so epic. But I understand why they didn't do that. The retro just looks great, and it looks so impressive. It's funny, it looks impressive because it's so old. It doesn't look kind of like the old style, it is the old style. If Disney came out and they said, we actually use the technology that we made the first one with, we use that same tech to make this scene in this new movie, I'd believe them. Because it looks the same, and it's honestly really cool. But I understand they want to save it, and they want to savor it, which is fine with me. I'm still really like the scenes that we got with it. But, I don't know. Could be cool. Could have been cool. Ascension, yeah. That was honestly cool. That was really cool. Blitz Adam, I am going to say this because I did want to bring this up as a criticism. So, again, if you don't want to be spoiled for the nitty-gritty details, click off now. But it's called Tron Ares, and Tron is not in this movie. Literally, Tron is not in this movie. Yeah, I'm going to read your comment because it's... As a huge Tron fan myself, this movie looks okay. I'm just disappointed that there's no Tron. You know, the namesake of the movie. Nor is there Sam Flynn or Korra. And, yeah, there isn't. There literally isn't. They mention Sam Flynn and Korra, and there's like a tease for another movie with Korra, but... they probably just couldn't get him back. You know what I mean? They couldn't get him back for Pacific Rim Uprising. Funny, Uprising. There is a Tron Uprising, but... And they couldn't get him back for Tron Ares. So I guess he's maybe done. I don't know. They could have written a new compelling character, but that's the thing about this movie as well. Like, it's... The characters... They're not written very well, unfortunately. But again, it's similar to Legacy, where you could feasibly attach yourself to them, but not really. I couldn't, at least. There's gonna be a lot of critical drinker people saying, "Oh, Jared Leto should have been the main guy. Where's Sam Flynn? Well, who's this Asian girl?" She's fine in the movie, and there's really no point where she's like, I'm at the top because I'm down with the men. They don't do that. Maybe they did in an alternate cut and they cut it. I wouldn't doubt it, but this is not one of those movies. There's no preaching to the audience. She has a couple of guy friends, and I mean, they're not very masculine, but that's not a problem. My point is, you're going to see a lot of critical drinker type reviews where they're like, Hollywood woke, female protagonist. This movie does not bother me, or probably the majority of people. There's no preaching. Yes, she's the CEO character, but she never comes off as like not deserving to be there. So I could at least appreciate that, how this character being the protagonist was not a mouthpiece for a message. I haven't watched Red Letter Media's video yet, but I'm going to after this. Yeah, Maestro. Critical Drinker, I used to watch him before he got like really big, and he didn't talk about the woke stuff very much. He just talked about stuff that he liked, and he was... I think my first video I watched from him, he was talking about how, yes, we don't have a lot of male heroes anymore, but he was talking about women in the sense that there was actually women in film that he actually really appreciated. And somewhere along the way that got lost in his content, so yeah. Ascension, that is a little detail that I did like about this film. When that thing happens in that scene with Athena and she gets hit with the thing, I laughed out loud. That was hilarious. Yeah. I enjoyed Tron Ares. Do I think it's going to age great? The visuals and the music, yeah. This is going to age the same way Tron Legacy is going to age. It's going to come out in 10 years from now. Movies are going to be way worse than they are right now. Probably. And people are going to look back like, oh, why did this movie flop? I don't know. People don't like Disney right now is the thing. They just do not like Disney. I don't know why this movie's flopping, because it is. Let me look up the box office. They should have their numbers out so far. So it's in the lead still. Let me put this on screen. This is a risk. But it's okay. There we go. I just gotta learn to zoom in, that's it. There's no way you're gonna be able to see the chat. So I'm just gonna turn that off for a little bit. Box office, Tron Ares stumbles with 33.5 million debut. That's pretty low. For Disney, that's low. It's a weak start, even for a 5-decade-old franchise that's never been a commercial juggernaut. Tron Ares is $180 million, not including the millions the studio spent on marketing. 60 million total when you account for international. So it might break even with the 180, but it's not going to account for marketing, and it's not going to be profitable probably, because a film generally needs to gross double its budget to be profitable. So it would need to get 360 plus at least another 40 to account for some marketing. So probably 400, and I don't know if it's going to make that much. 60 million opening weekend. It could pick up through word of mouth if the word of mouth is decent enough, but I don't know. There's not a whole lot out right now, so it could. Let's see. Heading into the weekend, Tron Ares was targeting a decent domestic debut of 45 to 50, and it only reached 33. So their targets weren't even like crazy high or anything, but they're still not hitting it. B+ grade cinema score. Audiences mostly like the film. The futuristic adventure couldn't expand its audience beyond its target demographic of boys and men. Yeah, Tron probably is a male-dominated franchise, but I don't think stuff like that really matters. If it's good, people will see it, you know? Wicked's gonna be a 70% female-led audience, but I'm thinking about seeing Wicked for good, because Wicked 1 was good. So Tron Legacy opened to 44 million. Well, okay, it's unfair to compare it to Tron 1982. 4.7 million? That was a long time ago. This was directed by Pirates of the Caribbean alumni. Joachim Roning? Is that how you say that? I mean, hey, I like pirates, but this movie ain't no pirates. Nathaniel says, I've been looking at showings and I've seen them be decently full. Well, I'll tell you what. My theater was me, my mom, and 2 other people. Petrichor, my favorite name. My favorite name, fictional name. What's up? I hope you're doing good too. Tron Morbius edition. Yeah. So, anyway. if you're thinking of seeing Tron Ares, I would say you could still see it. I mean, would I spend money to see it in 3D? Probably not, now that I think of it. If you love Tron Legacy, you're gonna love this one, honestly. There's enough here to get attached to it. But for me, I just like something a little more flavor. I don't know. I've certainly seen worse sequels, and it's probably gonna be like an okay movie to me in the future, but maybe if we meme up Ares, they'll put it back in theaters like Morbius. Nah, I don't think Disney plays that game. If Disney fails, they like to just completely ignore it forever. Crazy coffee? Yeah, let me know how it goes. Maestro says, it's sad to see theaters so empty. Last movie I saw in theaters that had a packed showing was Barbie. Yeah. I would say the last time I saw a theater packed was probably... Actually, Barbie wasn't that packed for me, I don't think. I think Oppenheimer was. Barbie was mid-level. At least the showing that I went to. The last thing I saw before this was Fantastic Four. And that was a good movie. Ooh, update on the coffee. My coffee addiction. I stopped drinking it. My anxiety's been kind of crazy lately, so I'm trying to kick caffeine almost entirely. So I started drinking London Fogs. Still need to get better at making it, but it's a lot better for me. It's still somewhat sweet because I add some sugar to it. Decaf black tea, steamed milk, a little bit of sugar. And it's honestly pretty good. If you're looking for a decaf option and want to stop getting coffee, I would... A London Fog is something I used to make at Starbucks, and it's something that you can get there. It's literally just hot water and steamed milk, which is just microwaved milk for me. I actually have a milk frother, though. I would recommend it. It's a pretty good wake-up drink. It's pretty kind of bland, but it's a little bit sweet. Toddy says, hi Candles, I first started watching your channel since your soda video. Then I continued to watch because I honestly put on your videos when I fall asleep on my TV. I'm doing okay, thank you for asking. And wow, you came in since the soda video. That's pretty recent. I've been on YouTube for about 5 years now. So, I'm glad to have you on board. You came in at a weird time. Right now, I'm just doing whatever I want for content. Maybe I'll do a soda video, maybe I'll do a coffee video, maybe I'll do a review of Tron Ares, impromptu. We're screwing the algorithm because, frankly, the algorithm's screwing us. So, I don't know if you guys watch Ethan Nestor, Crank Gameplays. He used to do stuff with Markiplier, the other half of Unis Honest. He just put out a video where he asks Twitter, big mistake, for criticism, and it's one of the most honest videos. If you want a good look as to where YouTubers' heads are at right now in terms of burnout and the algorithm, go listen to his video. Because how he feels is kind of like how I feel. It's rough. So, I'm fortunate enough to be at the point where I haven't been monetized for long enough to really depend on Candles to make money. So right now I'm saying, you know what? Candles is going to be my hobby, not my job. And honestly, it's been so much better. I know this live stream is going to tank the algorithm numbers for my channel, but frankly, I don't really care. Honestly, I know at this point that if I put out a video and people want to watch, they'll watch. Honestly, Bloodbound, you've got a point. YouTube was never really meant to be a job. That's not why it was created. It's like there was a period where it was possible, but right now that period is almost up. So, I don't know. Thank you. You like my OC? Thanks. No matter what comes of this channel, I am proud of Candles. She's still my best design after all these years. Never been able to top her. Yeah, Petrichor. I'm working on a couple of videos right now. I'm working on another very casual gameplay sex education video about the future of sex and like VR porn and AI and its role in intimacy and things like that, where it could go in the future. So hopefully that'll be up in the next few days. And then I'm working on a Candles video also in the background. That's going to take a long time. If I actually finish it, then it's going to be really cool, but it's an ambitious video that I've wanted to do for a while. And it involves a lot of old technology. It took me 3 days to figure out how to connect a DVD player directly to my computer, and like with AV cables and shit. That was rough. But it's gonna make for a really cool video going down the line. Ooh, Twi'lek style horns. I've tried the Twi'lek part of the design, Crazy Coffee Spoon. I've tried that on characters. I can't get it right quite yet. Narfhead, shut up. Listen, it sounds simple, but my PC, for some reason, does not have the hookups for AV, and I had to buy like 3 different adapters, because for some reason, the adapters just wouldn't work. But I finally found something that kind of works, so. Yes, Petrichor. But not only that, I have to capture my live reaction to things. I'm not trying to, like, rip movies with it. You'll see when the video comes out, if it comes out. It's something different. But Gamer Dude, I have not played the new Battlefield. You actually got in? I heard there was a long queue. Oh, Bloodbound, you freaking nerd. I didn't know that. I did recently rewatch Andor, though. Not too long ago. So, anyway. Just wanted to come on here for a little bit and yap a little bit about Tron. I probably didn't say everything I wanted to say, but I said enough. If you liked Legacy, you'll like Ares, and that's about it. Ooh, excuse me, burping. Really? I haven't played around with a lot of speakers and audio monitors. Oh, that's good, Gamer Dude. Yeah, because I heard the queue was like 400,000 or something. College thesis. Well, good luck, Maestro. Do I like Legacy / Ares? I love Tron 1, like Legacy, and like Ares. So, Vincent, you were a little late, yeah? You're tardy. F. No, just scrub back and watch my review. If you want to. What I've been really focusing on, obviously you gotta get a job, whatever, but I've been having a lot of fun rewatching some old movies, like the first couple Tron movies. I want to rewatch some older stuff that I haven't seen yet. I got a really big TV recently. My old apartment, I spent my security deposit check, plus a little bit of my own savings on this giant TV, and it's really worth it. And I've been getting the setup, I've been doing it, I've been building some stuff, connecting a VHS player, a DVD player. It's awesome. And haven't gotten speakers yet, but the room's so small you don't really need them. You have a degree in audio production. Hit me with some audio knowledge. I still use a Blue Yeti, but the old adage is true. It's not about what you have, it's about how you use it, because This is a crappy microphone, but I've got it to sound pretty good, just from learning how to actually speak into it correctly. Yeah. We'll be here for a little bit longer, honestly, just to yap, because I don't know, I like talking to you guys. Dude, you gotta watch Andor. I know Acolyte killed Star Wars, but this is just completely different. Andor is... God. There's no lightsabers, there's no force. It's just good political thriller. Honestly, that's what it is. Bunny, yeah, you just got here, didn't you? It's good. I liked it. If you're really excited to see it, then go see it, you know? It's not bad. There's some things about it that I didn't like. There's some things that I did like. But it wasn't a totally bland movie either, so... You use your phone built-in mic, and you're told that it sounds scratchy because of your hand moving on the surface. They make microphones that plug into your phone. Get one of those. Honestly, there's no way to fix a shitty phone mic. Just get a slightly better one. Also, don't talk directly into it. Chest mountains. Jared Leto is not the worst part about this movie. Honestly, he's fine. He doesn't do anything terribly offensive, but he doesn't send anybody a rat in the mail, so I think he did that on Suicide Squad. Yeah, honestly. He's an actor and he acts. He shows up for the paycheck, which is better than doing really bad. You might see it with your friends on VR chat. How does that work? Does somebody sit in the theater with a big camera and the rest of you guys just watch it in VR? Right now I'm drinking a red cream soda from Kroger. It's actually pretty good. They got a new thing where they've got their Dr. Pepper ripoff. And they've got a 0 sugar, 0 calories Dr. Pepper and cream. But it's like the Kroger brand. And it's actually one of the better 0 calorie sodas I've ever had. Coke Zero Cherry is pretty good. But this one I would definitely recommend checking out. It's a cheaper option. And it tastes still pretty sweet. Popcorn Palace. That sounds illegal. No, Cookie Mage. That's too old. You have a Dr. Pepper that's a week old? Throw that shit away. I don't love 0 sugar drinks anyway. I don't like them either, but this one's pretty good. Alright, we've been going about 45 minutes, so I think that probably just about does it for Tron Ares. I talked about some other stuff, but that's how these streams always go. So, yep, I just wanted to hop in here real quick and give you my thoughts on it. Would definitely love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Leave a comment under any video. I will see it, guaranteed, on whatever you thought of the movie, and I'll respond to it probably. So, yeah. Point of the story is, I liked Tron Ares. Could have been better, could have been worse. But, yep. If you're looking forward to more Candles content, the next thing will be on Lavender Coretta. So, yeah. If you want, I'm going to shut down. I'm probably going to shut down the email on my channel. Because I don't want to get blown up with emails from... I've already gotten fake sponsorship offers, a lot of them, and that stuff annoys me. So, if you want to make fan art, please post it on Patreon. That way, not only can I see it, but I can trust the file, I can open it, and other people can comment under it. So, yeah. Have a good one, everybody. A Axel, Comcat, Crazy Coffee Spoon, Bloodbound, all you guys, Cookie Mage, I appreciate you being here for the live stream. So, that is all from me. My name is Candles. I love you all. Good night.